This strikes at the heart of Mark Sanchez's pride. He's going to get booed. He's going to get thrown under the bus. And I want to see what kind of rhymes with walls he's got. That's what I'm looking for. I'm sick and tired of hearing this nice guy stuff. Oh, Timmy's a nice guy. Oh, Mark's a nice guy. Enough of this nicey two-shoe garbage. Stand up for what you believe in. You're the starting quarterback. That guy's not. That's the way it is. Deal with it. All right. I'm just going to throw it out there. Is Theismann right?
Stephen A., I think we both 100% agree Theismann's right, because we have both pushed this point for about 3-4 months on this show.
Okay.
Joe Theismann would not have sat still in the same situation as Mark Sanchez is in. Joe Theismann is speaking of quarterbacks in a vacuum, but these two aren't in a vacuum. These two are both, at heart, nice guys. Mark Sanchez is too nice of a guy. That's been our problem with him as the starting quarterback of the Jets. That's been their problem with him from the locker room to the huddle. He's too nice of a guy. So we've had 3 or 4 months of these two quarterbacks trying to out-nice each other. But the scary truth for Sanchez is that he is the starting quarterback, so he is now the hunted here. And the backup quarterback, Tebow, is the hunter. And while Sanchez has said, he sat back, and Stephen A., it's been 1,000,000 to 1 shot that any quarterback would ever do this, to sit back and say, oh, Rex never asked me whether I wanted Tim Tebow, but he called me after they got him, and he said, hey, this is happening. You okay with this? And Sanchez was okay from the start. He accepted everything. He's accepting that he might be off the field for 20 plays in a game, 20 or 30 plays, quote-unquote Tebow Wildcat plays. No quarterback would sit still for this. On the other hand, Tebow stepped up to the plate last week and said, I am foremost a quarterback. I don't want to be all those other things. I want to be a quarterback. Tebow can play the nice guy because it plays to Tebow's image as the ultimate nice guy.
I thought we weren't going to talk about him much today.
This is all about him, and you know it, and I know it. So in the end, Theismann is completely right about a guy who can't be this way. This is why Sanchez is going to lose his job to Tim Tebow sooner than later.
Well, this is why, if he's going to lose his job, it's because he started off a bit too soft. Okay, he could have done Cottonelle tissue commercials. Let's just call it what it is. I mean, the fact of the matter is this: Mark Sanchez, the Jets basically bought him off. Because if you recall, they gave him like a 3-year extension, but it was basically a gift because he had restructured his deal that would enable him to take less this year. And as a result, they threw him a little gift. But that was part and parcel because we knew we were bringing Tebow up in here, and let's make sure we sort of grease the wheels just a little bit, appease you, acquiesce to some degree, and ultimately, just satisfy.
But they didn't know when they bought him off that Tebow would even be available.
Well,
right?
again, I'm not sure about that because, usually these things don't happen inside of 24 hours. You sort of hear some noise coming down the pike. Remember that Peyton Manning stuff being wooed by Denver. That was a close to 2-week process. So during that 2-week process, I'm quite sure there was some kind of inkling where Peyton Manning would end up. As a result, you knew John Elway would be looking to get Tebow out of there. And as a result, that meant Tebow was on the market, and who knows who could be attractive, or who he would be appeasing enough to. So in that regard, I get it. I understand it. But the point is, if you're Mark Sanchez, you've accepted a little bit too much. You've been a little bit too nice. You've been a little bit too tolerant. And you need to tell somebody to go kick rocks. This is my team. This is what I want. You either want me or you don't. You understand? He didn't do that. He basically said, you know what, I'll accept those pat on the backs. I'll accept those gratuitous words of encouragement, okay? It's no big deal. And by the way, the little extra cash you're going to throw my way, that's good too. Never heard a brother like me. So that's what he was thinking. And ultimately, these are the kind of things that are going to cost you, because say what you will. I'm going to shock you here, Skip. Be careful now. Make sure you can lean back in your chair and go break.
Brace yourself. Brace yourself.
Tebow doesn't roll like that. Tebow's the kind of dude. Now, I don't believe, I think that, I wouldn't call him a sniper because that implies there's a degree of accuracy. And we all know I don't feel that way about him. But in terms of his mentality, he is a sniper.
Would you
he
go
is an assassin.
so far as to say killer then? Like,
sure. In other words,
would
what I'm trying to say is that Tebow goes out there to compete. He's trying to win. Okay, he smiles in your face, okay, but he'll stab you any way he can to get that job.
I agree.
Right? He's a sniper.
I agree.
That's what he is.
Doesn't shock me at all.
And Mark Sanchez really is a nice guy. He really isn't that necessary sniper. He's not that dude. He's not built that way. Tebow's one of them slick, conniving dudes with the raised eyebrow, like
Not
somebody else I know. Like somebody else I know that finds a way. That finds a way to get and looking and searching your weak spot all along. Let me find something. Let me find something. You know what? Maybe I smile a little bit more. Let me talk to him a little bit. Hey, let's go to Fridays together. One of those spots in Portland. All right, let's do something.
How many times have we
find a way?
We've heard. We've been friends since my recruiting visit to USC.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, really?
It's totally ridiculous.
No.
The reality is that Tim Tebow came to New York to take the job.
Correct.
Period.
What did I tell you from the start?
So if you're Mark Sanchez, it's not enough to have Bart Scott or Antonio Cromartie or Darrelle Revis or anybody else I've spoken to, and they've said to the public, "Oh, Sanchez is our quarterback." Tebow's sitting there like, "Yeah, right. We'll see. We'll see." That's how that dude is built. He just can't throw, so it's hard to materialize. But that's how he thinks. And Sanchez needs to have that same kind of mentality, okay? Because he needs to understand that if he's going to be the man, he has to annihilate all comers. And I use the word annihilation. I don't mean beat them. I mean to annihilate them, demoralize them.
That's correct.
You have to be that kind of dude.